Chapter 9, Section 3, A Time of Conflict. As you begin Section 9.3, they introduce you to the idea that Americans are sailing around the world for commerce and business, and that there are issues concerning protection of those Americans. So here are essential questions. What types of troubles do the United States become involved in the high seas? How does the U.S. respond? And then finally at the end they switch and they start talking about domestic issues like the war hawks and why did they want war. I always start this section talking about this movie of Captain Phillips, so perhaps if you want to stop the presentation now and just do a search of the Captain Phillips trailer. It's a true story about Somali pirates that attack a United States captain's ship as he is en route between Kenya and Oman, and sort of tells the story of that. So if you're interested in it, it's a real life story about piracy in the modern age. So the first thing we're going to do is the 9.3 enrichment activity. So it's this one dealing with the Barbary Coast. That's this area in northern Africa. It stretches along the Mediterranean Sea here. And so it talks about the Barbary Coast states, and these questions will be answered here. So the first one says, which body of water did Thomas Jefferson send those ships to blockade the harbor at Tripoli? Well, that would be the Mediterranean Sea. So if we just kind of look here, you can just sort of see a political map, and you can sort of see the straight lines, and then you would understand that these are political boundaries. But again, you see the Mediterranean Sea there, but here is one of the time period, showing you those Barbary Coast states again. So the Barbary state that was located farthest to the west would be Morocco, right here. So you can sort of see it right there. There's Morocco, and the tip of Africa here in the west, and there you can sort of see the size of the Mediterranean Sea. Let's continue here. After seeing Morocco here on a political map, you can sort of see some of these key towns. Fez, maybe some recognize Fez. No, not that Fez. The idea of Fez is actually an old town here in Morocco, named for what's most popular is the style of hat, but perhaps some of you have heard of Casablanca, a famous movie back in the 40s. But Fez is also a style of hat of the men of that town. So, alright, let's get to the next one. At what strait do Africa and Europe almost touch? Well, that would be right here at the Strait of Gibraltar. So here you can sort of see the Strait of Gibraltar. It is actually controlled by the United Kingdom. So you can sort of see this area right here is actually controlled by the British. The rest of it is Spanish. So kind of an inset of this map, you see this rock here. This is the Rock of Gibraltar. Just a different image here. So there it is. You can sort of see it there. Just a different image as well. And yes, they did have and do have a airport for both commercial and military uses. But there are people that go in and out of it, so you can sort of see that in the background. Alright, the last part here, what Barbary state was Tripoli located in? Well, there's Tripoli, and it is very much like New York, New York. It's in the state of Tripoli. I know that's kind of confusing, but if you sort of see most of the Barbary Coast states, their major port city is also the name of their Barbary Coast state. So just to list them down here, in today's modern world, Morocco has not changed. Tunis has become Tunisia, right there. Algiers has become Algeria, and Tripoli has become Libya. So that pretty much wraps up 9.3. The only other thing that we should talk about with Libya is that Libya has been an issue for the United States in the last 20 or 30 years, sometimes dating back into the 1980s, but most recently during the presidency of Barack Obama, you had some issues in Libya because they rose up and got rid of their dictator, and we had some U.S. assets there, not in Tripoli itself, but actually in a place called Benghazi. So if you're interested, again, you might want to go on YouTube and just type in trailer for 13 hours. It is a true story. So if you're interested in it, I encourage you to watch one of these things that have happened in your lifetime that's quite interesting and compelling. So there we are for 9.3.